Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Transport Fever 2. Coming at you with more of our Dedication Island series. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. If you've been enjoying this series, please do not forget, every time you start a new video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you enjoy, of course. If you're not enjoying, then you don't hit the like button. It's as simple as that. But if you do enjoy, hit the like button. It means a lot. Really helps increase our exposure, as I am telling you every single video. Makes a big difference to me, so help me out, and I really do appreciate it. On today's episode, we are going to be laying down the infrastructure to build construction materials. That's right, we're going to be taking some stone into Brompton, and we're going to be making the construction materials. We will lay down the train stations, the track, the buildings. We will be doing some, I've already actually done some, to be honest with you, but we will be doing some interchanges and stuff like that, and creating the flow of goods required to, at the very least, I'd like to get some vehicles on to the infrastructure and start sending the construction materials to Kinshotaki. I have laid down the infrastructure required to transfer extra construction materials to this harbor, which will be able to then be shipped down to Henduniapolis eventually. So that is one of the options that we can do as our second destination. We also have the ability to ship it all the way up to Morphus City. One thing I am considering is expanding this harbor down the road, and or even maneuvering that harbor, because it's kind of stuck in an alcove here a little bit. But if we could get some construction materials to a harbor, we could actually just as easily ship the construction materials to Morphus City via harbor to harbor action on the shippy ships. So that is a possibility that way. But for now, Kinshotaki will be the starting destination for our construction materials. So let's get this started. I've already, like you can see here, I've already actually laid out some roads and stuff. I think I'm going to stick the factories for making the construction materials somewhere in this area, potentially somewhere in and around this section, so the industrial area can kind of grow in and around it a little bit. The station will come in here. I'm actually going to start it out as a good old-fashioned passenger station, because the construction materials will be able to, I'm going to make it a through station, but for the beginning, even though there's obviously nowhere else for it to really have to go down this way, because I want it to, I just want, that's how I want the passenger station to appear. But I'll be able to put the construction material, all of the industrial materials that will come in to the city will be able to come in on this side and come around the back and do that kind of thing. But I'd like the immediate access for the passengers to be right here at this intersection, just like this. And then what I would also like to do is, unfortunately, so you know what I'm wondering about? If I put like 4 tracks, does it give bigger buildings? It does give bigger buildings, doesn't it? If you put more tracks on. How many tracks do I have to put? Because I can always delete the tracks later, and I don't really care about the money that much. Is this the biggest building? I don't think it is. I think on 8. See, I wish that they would, yeah, on 8 it allows you to put the biggest buildings. Yeah. So that is kind of frustrating, because, I mean, not that it's that big of a deal. I'll just go ahead and delete it all, I suppose. But it's just kind of annoying that you can't just say, hey, I'd like this building, regardless of how much. It's not going to be perfect. Regardless of how many tracks you end up with it on it, right? So let me go ahead and slide it down. This is kind of the best we're going to get, I think. It's just not quite perfect, but whatever. And centered up on the intersection like that. Lay it down. looks fantastic. We can always make adjustments to it, but I like that it's been done like that. So we'll go ahead and configure. And I'm going to go in here and just take... Whoa. This is not going as quickly as I thought it would. I thought this would be bang, bang, bang. Really entertaining viewing, I know. This is kind of an experiment. The other option was to just kind of, maybe probably be a better option, would be to just lay down the regular station and hope that you line it up at the right distance. And then, I don't know. Or I guess what I could have done is laid down one off to the side like this, and then line up the tracks with the regular one and then do the deleting. That would be a better idea. Don't do it this way, kids. It's a mistake. It's a trap. But we're almost done, kind of. I apologize for the racket. In the future, I will know the better solution. This is a catastrophe. Done. Holy cow. Now, there is your passenger station. Next, we will configure, that's right, we will configure in platformer 2 for the cargo. There we go. And platforms. Like that. And then cargo buildings. And let's go with, I'm going to go with the medium ones on this. Try and keep it mixed up. You know, you don't have to have the big giant guys every time. So let's go like that. And what I actually like to do is stick these in between each building, just kind of extra loading docks and stuff. I don't have to do the whole thing right now, but I would imagine I would just keep it looking like that all the way along. And then we'll need a road along here. Just try to level things off a little bit just to make sure we're looking good. And then road. I think I'm just going to go with the regular road. I don't really need a full-on. So let me just go like this. And I think that seems pretty parallel. There. Like that. And then because this is really just going to be an end anyway. I'm wondering if I couldn't just make a line straight across here. Because what we're going to do is we're going to go this guy here. And I think what I'm going to do is put the first one right here. Yep. Which will be just like that, and just like that. Lay it down, no regrets. Then delete that. And it looks like if I could just... Whoa, that's weird. Oh, because it's... Oh, that's why. Gotcha. I don't know what I don't know what's going on right now. It must be something to do with the scaling, like how it's laid down, because it's level here. And then at the back, it does like this weird thing. I don't know what's going on there. I'm just going to just try and smooth this then for now. And not worry about that too much. And then what my thought was, is if I'm actually thinking about deleting some of this stuff and creating a road along the back. So let me get rid of some of this. Get a road along the back that goes straight to here. And then what I can do is I'll be able to have these. I can even put another one here and then like out here, just kind of have them like this. Hopefully the industrial comes around it a little bit. And so this would be the area that this occurs. And so this road will come to here and straight along here. So let's go ahead and lay that road out. Looking good, looking parallel. Like that. Go beyond and go beyond. Oops. Like that. Then I can extend this to there. And I can extend this to there. And we have our first construction materials. Now, whether or not I'd be able to fit another one in here with that road like that, I'm not sure. What I could do is I could always delete this road and have this one be the continuous road. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. That's fine. So, that's there. What we will need is a building of the truck stop variety. And we'll go with that. And for now, I'll just go with the duals. I'm gonna put it right across the street, just like that. That. And in here, you know what I could do? I could actually put one here. I could, and then what I could do is surround it with 3, and that would be pretty good because 3 might actually get us at least most of the way there. Long term, we might need a 4th, but these can each produce 400, which means that would be 300 per city that requires. So that's pretty good. And I'm going to go like that. And I'm just thinking. Yeah. In a lot of other cases, what I've done, or maybe in all the other cases, I've put the actual factories, or whatever you want to call them, the plants, within range of the train station, so you didn't have to do transferring. What I'm going to actually end up doing is having transfer of... Yeah, I'm going to end up having transfer of the stone one way and then the construction materials back. So I'm going to have 2... Although they might be able to double dip for the most part, so that'd be pretty good. Should be able to double dip them, so that'd be good. Yeah, so anyway, that'll be the setup there. And then we need tracks coming out. Now, let's see. I think what I'm going to do is start with tracks coming straight off of here. Yeah, straight off the passenger, I think. I want them to be further to the right. The plan was to line them up so that they go straight through this main area. And what will happen is I'm going to have a central depot where all of the wood and all of the stone come to that main depot and send the materials in whatever direction they need to. And then it'll diversify itself in different directions as required. And then what will happen is the passenger section, I could end up having passenger trains to Kinshotaki eventually on that same route, but the biggest thing is we'll come off of this and get into probably Joshland and or Shepland at some point soon with PAX lines. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it like this with the tracks straight off here. Make sure they're perfectly flat. And then I'll have them come off of here to join up with that eventually. But what I'm going to do first is lay down, and again, like I said, make sure perfectly flat, always. Spend the money to make perfectly flat tracks. Just like that. And as it turns out, we're making them quite a bit elevated, but that's fine. It's nothing the smooth tool can't figure out as well, eh? And then come like this. Whoops. Looks like we're gonna have to go through one hill. Not too bad. One tunnel's not gonna hurt us. Not a particularly big one either, so not too bad. Come out the other side, again, perfectly level. And looks like I didn't delete that far enough back yet. And then we'll just keep on going to actually, you know what will probably happen is this would probably head up into here right now. This is interesting. So the wood that comes on here, that will come into this line and go into here. And I think what I'm actually going to do long term is elevate this entire wood line in here so that I can have a track come on the main level, like on ground level, through here into Rangerton. So this line will eventually be all elevated. I'll probably get that done at some point because we already elevated for this bridge. Keep it elevated all the way along. And then this line here, which I'm just bringing in, would get elevated as well to go over these tracks and stay elevated at the same level and merge into this. And that would be the wood lines coming down here. So what I'm going to do is continue this straight for now. And then I'm going to double it up. Like this. And of course it's giving me troubles probably at the tunnel. Come through. Like that. And like that. And then we will divert our path just coming out of the tunnel, and we'll try and make as nice as smooth a curve as we can to get into here, which would probably include, I end up destroying a main connection line here, but I'm gonna have to. We'll have to find a different place for that connection to live, that through point, because I'm pretty sure that's a pretty good point at which we'll want to turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, pretty much as soon as we get out of here, let me just smooth this off in here as best I can. And then let's grab the track And pretty much as soon as we get out of here, I'm going to bring a line over here. And I want to kind of see where that takes us. It actually brings us into this road. But other than that, that's pretty good stuff. So if I can get rid of this, I think we pretty much are bang on. Again, start there. And come to something like that. The only thing is that it doesn't want to... Let's see. The heck? It doesn't want to let me grab it. What the heck? What's going on? There we go. Construction not possible. Okay, so there's basically a point at which it's saying it's too steep of a curve. I have to get more to the left because the more I go this way, it's creating an angle here it doesn't like. And that means that I'm coming in... Actually, not that bad. So if I continue... Oh, okay. I'm going to have to change the angle that we come in at. Let me do it like this. Let me bring it the best way I can halfway. Like that. And be happy about it. Did I... That's fine. I'm not sure if I leveled up, but this is pretty flat in here anyway. Let's just level it. And then, again, we'll do the second half here. And drag it up. Until it doesn't want to do it anymore. Like that. And don't forget, because this is actually, I don't know if it was the last video or a couple videos ago, I somehow forgot after making one of these to make this a double switch. And that was the insanity that was creating the bad line over there by Curryberg and Shepland. I figured it out after I ended the video. But anyway, that is that. I really like the look of it. And it crosses over. Now all I need to do is do the mirror image of said track and slide it right in here like this. There we go. Just like that. We can get rid of this bad boy right there. That's like perfectly already there. Okay. Let me continue to finish off these. So that's like this. That would be like this. That would be like this. So going into there, going out of there, coming into there. Couple there. And we're going to need to put these in all along here. So bing, bing. Go like that. Go like that. Like that. Should get the job done. That will be taken care of another time. This line right here is going to be pretty busy, so I do not want to take any chances of not having enough. So I'm going to just go ahead and put a whole bunch of these down like this. Yeah, you know what? It's a lot to do. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and do that between videos. You don't need to have me put down 30,000 of those things right now. I'd like to get this thing moving. So we've got the tracks down. We're going to need to get a train onto this. I'm going to go ahead and put... You know what I need to do first? Actually, just a sec. I need to go like this. Go straight out. Go straight out like this first. Like that. And then cross over. Why won't you do it? Too steep. Is it too steep at that point? Yeah. So right there's the best I can do. Like that. And then match it right there. At which point, need that there, that there, that there, and that there. And we can finish off the rest. We need crossover tracks, of course. That is equidistant. There we go. Done. Again, I'll put more tracks in there. We come into here, and what I need to do is I've placed in this stuff here, but I haven't done this part. So we got to put in the tracks down at this end as well. And we'll just come straight out and level first. Like that. And then cross over. That and where is it? Right. I can't see the oh, there it is there. There it is right there. Perfect. There's our perfectly parallel tracks. And then maybe I should have went out parallel a little bit further. Oh, that'll do it right there. Perfect. Gets the job done. Coming in like that. Getting it on there, getting on there. That's there already, and we need that there, and I'll match it there, and just so that we can get rid of that extremely upset red exclamation point at the top of the screen there. Let's go ahead and go like that. And like that, and like that. There. So that is Stone Inn, construction materials back into here, good to go like that. What I need to do next is we need to find a place to throw in I'm trying to think of how I'm going to do this. So I either have a train station like right alongside it and then have the train station dive in. I think what I want to do is have it be an actual, like, right in, like it's a through point. Because what I'm going to do... I have some ideas, but I think it's going to take a while to figure out exactly how I'm going to do it. For now, what I'm going to do is, because I'd like to get it done, I'm going to go ahead and just put a regular old train station right in here of the cargo variety. Not 8 tracks. We'll just do 1 for now. Just so that we can get this thing up and running. But I'm gonna when we come back for another episode, I'll update you on exactly how I ended up making this thing. Because like I said, I have some ideas. Is that like nice and yeah, that's perfect. Okay. And then let me just put in a road like this. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna go like this, and level this off, and then smooth like that. Doing all this, and I'll be making adjustments later anyway, but whatever. A nice road across, and then a nice road in, and then those are connected. So the train station just needs to connect. The biggest thing I need to do is maybe I should start here. Yeah, because it's not perfectly level. I'm not necessarily coming from the right spot. Alright, let me just do it the simple old-fashioned way. There we go. Nice and easy. Go like that. And that's all I need. I don't need to go out this side because eventually it'll connect up on the other side, but that's when I have a more advanced station that has everything I want. This is simply stone to the station, train, comes out, goes down here, drops off said stone, and boom, like that. Let's go ahead and put in our depot, which I'm going to put very neatly right along here. That. And let's go ahead and grab some tracks again and stick them in there like that, and double switch that up and like that, just like that, and we're good to go. Okay, so excuse me, we can now build our lines. We're going to go a line going from here to here, and this is construction material building, and it's the this would be like a middle step. So let's go like this with that red there, and this is going to be cargo, stone to factory, actually, you know what? Let's go stone to construction materials, construction mats. I'm gonna go DD for double dip because it's gonna basically just smack them back and forth. So the next thing I need to do is, oh, actually, I think I might have deleted our, when I was putting in new roads and stuff, I think I deleted our road depot. I'm actually going to put in a nice, perfect little road depot right in here, right beside this, like that. That's going to be fantastic. And just like that. Then I'm going to go ahead and buy some vehicles, and they are simply going to be those. And let's go ahead and buy whatever, 3 of them for now. And it's the cargo stone construction material double dip. Bing bang boom. And then we need a train or 2. we'll start with one on each. So actually I need to set the line. A new line. It's going to go from here to there. And this is going to be a nice light red. And it's going to be called freight stone to Brompton factory. Something like that. That's fine. That gets the job done. And then one more line is going to go from here to here. And that is going to be a darker red than that. And this is going to be freight construction mats to Kinshotake, like that. And then within this city, this is where we'll have to figure something out. Because it's nice here, but what I'm going to have to do is probably put... What's actually funny is that most of the industrial area right now is actually going to be reached automatically. Except for a little bit up this road, which I'm not sure. I think I might want that residential, and then the industrial comes down here this way. So I'll probably end up taking that out. What I do need to do then is, just for authenticity's sake, I'm going to go ahead and configure this with... I don't think that's going to fit. No, it's not. I gotta just use these ones. I'm going to put this down here like that. Like that. I like it. And then that way, so yeah, the construction materials will just automatically get delivered essentially. I'll eventually have to set up some sort of a station, depending on which way industrial goes, this way a little bit, that way a little bit. I'll have to set up some sort of a way to get it down the roads one way or the other, but for now, that's it. We're done. So let's go ahead and put a couple trains on this thing and see where we're at. And what I should have been doing this entire time is having the game playing, but of course I did not. So let's see where we're at for trains. We have some lovely steamies. We actually unlocked a new one. 60 clicks. We still can only go 50 with our cars. We're gonna need stakes on one, and we're gonna need gondolas on the other for the stone. And yeah, they only go 50. A lot of power, not a ton of power really. This Russian fairly is interesting. Tight curves and steep climbs. Well, we don't really need that, but this Russian Class B's got 240. It doesn't have a ton of track over, but I don't really need it. It's more about just the power getting up to speed. Because it's 50 kilometers an hour, it's certainly a lot cheaper. The 64 doesn't do me any good, although the extra power is not bad. But I think this is actually fine. I don't think I've used this much. Let's go ahead and use this a little bit. I think that's going to get the job done. That's a ton of power in this guy, but again, it's giving us speed we don't need and basically twice the cost. And we have lots of money. We're about the point where we can essentially spend money at any rate we want, and we're not going to worry about it. But still like to be efficient. We're running a business here, people. All right, so let's go ahead and grab one of these, and then let's go ahead and grab 6, 7, 8. Let's go ahead and throw 10 on there. It's a capacity of 70. That's not too bad. Don't mind that. It's a pretty short route. So let's go ahead and grab one of those. And let's stick it on the stone freight line to Brompton. And then let's go ahead and buy another vehicle. And again, I kind of want to go with the same guy. We hadn't used any of him yet. So let's go ahead and grab one of those. Oh, nope, sorry. Oh, we can just like this, I guess. So we'll grab one of those, and then we'll go cargo, and it will be state cars for the construction mats. And this is quite the long route. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to go ahead and throw 12 of them on that. How long does that take to get up to speed there now? Not too bad. Pretty good power. 77 seconds. Not too bad at all. To get to 50 clicks, let's go ahead and buy another one of those. Or one of those, I should say. And then this is going to be the construction mats to Kinchotaki. Like that. And here we go. We have ourselves a state car. Getting pretty good. He is waiting. Oh, yeah. So I was kind of skipping past an important step for expedience sake, but we can start throwing some of these in here while we have this thing moving. And again, this is a pretty busy line long term. So having lots of signals on it is not going to be a bad idea. That and like this and like this. Yeah, like I said, this is kind of temporary because I kind of want to do like a depot where I can bring potentially like a lot of wood down a road down here to it, and there's wood here that can come to it. There's stone, at least this stone for sure, potentially even this stone at some point. But this is be like a major central depot where raw materials come in and flow through this area like crazy, and have a really fancy looking, potentially a fancy looking train station that runs through this area. So I think that'll definitely get changed by the next time you see us. But we've got ourselves the line up and running. I can just speed this up a little bit. Does this guy have stone on him? Yeah, he does. Okay, so we're gonna get some stone. I got this thing sped up a little bit for us. And what's the rate we have on this line? We're bringing in 44. It's obviously not even close to good enough. We'll go ahead and I'm gonna go throw 3 more on there, I guess. Get us to 6, and that stone double dip. There we go. And then hopefully by the time this guy does his route all the way into Kinchotaki and back, we will have stone turned into construction materials, and then construction materials ready at the station for him to pick up. Looking pretty good. I like it. So the other thing I've been looking at too, I have kind of been periodically, I kind of want to put this station right there. What I've been doing is I've been going around in between episodes, and I've been doing some changing to some of the cities. I've been adding in bigger roads, adding in some better train stations and stuff like that, and slowly kind of getting them set up. A little bit of that urban planning that we got into a few episodes ago. I've been working on that just a little bit. And that also includes almost, I guess, what you could call training your cities to build stuff where you want. It's not cheap, but if you are extremely anal about exactly where everything goes and what everything does, and having nice straight lines of all the right stuff, not having industrial plants mixed in amongst the residential or small homes mixed in amongst the industrial, stuff like that. So I've been doing that in a few of the cities as we've gone along. So you'll start to see the cities take more shape as we go along here. So yes, we have stone that got dropped off. We got brought over here. We have construction materials to get picked up. So we're going to have construction materials at the station for the train. We can take a quick look here and see there's more. We just picked up a full load of stone. That's fantastic. This fella right here, aching to get himself a piece of the pie. He's going to go ahead and get some construction materials going. How much are we going to have in here? Whoops. 10 of them. Whoa. 15 of them. Whoa. Slow down. Look at this. Good looking stuff. And then future plans, you know, while we're waiting for this to kind of get finished up here. This line here is going to be perfect for, like I said, the wood coming along here and bending onto here. We'll get that sorted out infrastructurally speaking. The wood coming down in here, as well as the stone all coming to a main station. As well, this line will be used. The parts that we build in this city need to be brought to Brompton. An expansion of parts distribution might be something pretty close to the next part of our list. What I think I might do is actually expand this station out this way, and have a train that comes out and actually goes up and over this, like this, and skirts along here, and then turns up into here and comes along there and drops off the parts, and then the parts will get delivered, of course, but also it would allow for potentially a PAX train that could go to there, and then this line could go not only like this, but also come in, and instead of going like that, go up and through this farm somehow, and dial up into here and be another place for Jocelyn to send people to and fro. Just like that. Things are moving pretty good here now. I had, what I actually did in between, I believe maybe the last episode, was Jocelyn to Rangerton. I actually added a third train on here because it was like 150 people waiting to go from Jocelyn to Rangerton, and a whole bunch coming back the other way. And it's actually doing pretty good now. It's actually kind of balanced out, looks like. And I have these kind of bulked up here. Alright, let me just slow this down a little bit because it's a little... so that guy's only got 20 on it. They're not very well spread out. I think because of the congestion, sometimes they get blocked. There's like, that's full. So this guy's going to come in. This guy's partially full. And yeah, so they're all kind of going in the same direction at once right there. And I actually had them at one point perfectly distributed. So what happens is, I think, is, you know, they'll get stuck. We've got the line bringing the tools in, and so like if that's in the way, then this guy gets slowed down, and that they all kind of get slowed down. Next thing you know, they end up kind of crammed together a little bit. And I do have lots of signals in. It's just sometimes it just happens that way. Same thing even here. We have, what I could potentially do is maybe widen this out and not have the same track, but the Kinshotaki line comes into the same area, so again they can get congested along the same area, where, you know, like where they both come in, and then one has to take off, so the other one has to wait, and it can create some congestion and tying things up a bit more than I'd like. Anyway, let's see if we have construction materials in Kinshotaki yet. We don't, but we have a train with 30 of them on there, and they are on the way, being delivered. Construction materials incoming, ladies and gentlemen. This will be our first delivery of construction materials to any city, and the lovely people of Kinshotaki will be the lucky recipients. Look at those beautiful tracks coming in there. Just made 206,000 off something. Must have been the delivery of people. Oh, and of course, perfect timing. We had to wait. And it's going to bend across here. And come sliding in there. And the delivery of construction materials for the very first time is complete. 655,000 for what? Less than half a load? Like maybe a third of a load? So a full load of those is going to be somewhere in the vicinity of 2 million. Dropping them off. And like I said, there's lots of recipients in here that can receive it. Supply rating 50. Kinshotaki, 14 of 108, they're saying. We'll have to sort that out a little bit. Maybe get actual construction delivery. Grant that up. We're going to have to obviously add more trains as well. But I'm going to wrap it up there. We're a little bit over time from what I usually like to be. But construction materials are on the go. We'll get this line optimized. I will work out this station here a little bit. And then we'll be back with another edition of Transport Fever 2, where we will get even more goods online. Thank you so much for joining me, folks. If you have not already, go ahead and smash that like button if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell every single day. Come on back for another episode of Dedication Islands. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.